Insidious, even if I cannot make this absolutely clear, there's something, to my mind, always terribly insidious in the whole question of race. The white man's racial characteristics, of which the white man claims to be so proud, have reduced him in this country to incredible levels. The New Orleans mothers, who are so proud of their racial characteristics, are blaspheming these characteristics and have lost whatever was honorable in them because of the means they use to defend them. There is nobody in the world, I think, sadder than a white man in the deep South who only has his skin and his blue eyes and his yellow hair and nothing else. I don't think that I want to go through the world, and I will not encourage my nephew to begin to go through the world only armed with the color of his skin. The only thing that really arms anybody when the chips are down is how closely, how thoroughly he can relate to himself and deal with the world. Yes, as a man, But I don't think, I think when I talk about standards, and I say they all got to be revised, this is one of the standards that have to be revised. I don't think that a warrior is necessarily a man. And in fact, it has been proven that football players and all these people in teams and in armies are not men. It is very difficult to be a man. And what it involves, for me anyway, is an ability to look at the world, to look at whatever it is, and to say what it is, and to deal with it, to face it, even if it does mean laying down your life, because in a way it always does mean that. But I don't want, this is probably the only reason I'm here this afternoon. What I would not like to see, I would not like to see this 1,000-year nightmare begin all over again with a shoe on the other foot. In a way, this is personal, but I had to understand, for my own survival, that the things that had been done to me when I was a child, and the things that had been done to my ancestors, I was now responsible for all these things. It was too bad that my father beat me, and too bad, and absolutely unforgivable and unforgettable that the history has been so awful, but it is now, when you become a man, your responsibility to deal with it. I cannot undo it by repeating it. I cannot undo it I cannot hate you or your child because of what has been done to me. What has been done to me is now my responsibility, and it's up to me to deal with it and to become whatever I can become out of it, because you don't escape it. You don't escape it. It seems to me that we have here in America, the Negro in this country is the only hope this country has. If anyone in the country has any sense of what freedom is, Negroes do. I really don't at the bottom of my heart believe that the country does any longer. I don't think that the people who are sitting now in Washington, the people who are responsible for our conduct in the world, really believe in the things they say they believe. If they did, they would not be so panic-stricken, and they would not give our enemies, that is the nation's enemies, the capital they give them. The panic caused what we call the Cold War, and the cult in this country of ignorance has made it impossible, for example, very nearly impossible, for a respectable anti-communist to say a word. I know what a communist is. I would know one if one bit me. I am convinced that no one in the John Birch Society knows or cares. Now, the safety of this country will not be achieved by dropping leaflets over Africa, and I have seen some of these leaflets, informing the Africans of the crimes of the Kremlin. The safety of this country can only be achieved in one way, and it is a great question. Do we believe it or do we not? And the only way the country can prove it is to answer this question. Answer it for themselves, not for me, because I know. Am I a man or not? And if the answer is no, it is not the Negro who loses. It is the country that loses. There's one thing that can be said, I think, for almost every Negro in the country, which is that it is impossible to disappoint him anymore. Any Negro who has survived to the age of 20 knows what to expect. Now, what I would like to undercut, I would like really to undercut it, is a necessity which is created, as I say, by the moral failure of the country, for Negroes to band together, not as men but as Negroes, and in opposition to the rest of the society. It seems to me as Malcolm X has said somewhere, the United States does everything else it wants to do, that are we so convinced that Cuba must be free, that we're willing to send to back an invasion to bring freedom to the Cubans, then it seems to me that we can certainly do something about Birmingham, Mississippi. I do not believe, and I don't think any Negro believes, that we are helpless here. I do believe, with Thurgood Marshall, that the school boards have not been honest, the governments have not been honest, they have not intended to see integration come about, and have done everything they could to prevent it. Now, if one could turn the tide, if one could really elicit from Washington a clear statement and arrive at clear action, if someone would tell the governor of Alabama and the governor of Mississippi, if someone would throw him in jail for un-American activities, then the future of this country will become much brighter than it is right now. When you have a man like Eastland throwing people who have challenged the House Un-American Activities Committee in jail, whereas a man like Welch and an entity like Goldwater have this incredible influence, which is increasing all the time, it means that the country is acting out what it really does believe. If we really believed what we said we believe, we would be doing something we are not doing. Now this gap, this failure on the part of the American Republic is creating the most savage and most dangerous opportunities for people all over the world. There is no reason for anyone in Cuba or anywhere in Latin America to believe that we know what we mean by freedom or have any intention of honoring that word. No reason for anyone in Africa to believe it. And they don't believe it no matter what our rhetoric says. They judge us by performance. Now, it is perfectly conceivable to me, this may sound very far-fetched, that what the white people are doing on this continent, because this is a continent, including Canada, America, and all the rest of Latin America, is simply isolating themselves out of a world which is no longer white, and where power is no longer in white hands. I'm concerned, really, about what is going to happen tomorrow when I will not any longer have a white man to blame. It seems to me that my responsibility, at least as a writer, is to begin to prepare for this day, because this day is coming. It will come peacefully, or it will come with blood. And this has nothing to do with Malcolm X's position, or Mr. McCummins' position, or mine, or yours. It is absolutely on the road. Nothing can stop it. All we can do is prepare for it. And people who do not know how to prepare for it always perish. The French Empire, the English Empire, have all perished for this reason.
Well, we just have a few minutes left, but I must say I think implicit in Mr. Baldwin's remarks are a challenge to you, Mr. Malcolm. Are you ready, in other words, to lead a legion on a 1,000-year reign of terror?
No, I think that they misunderstand when they think that as Muslims we are advocates of violence. But as he said, those who aren't prepared will perish, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad actually is preparing us for what is coming, and you can't, and it's not coming because I'm a Muslim or someone else is a Christian or something of that sort. It's coming because as you sow, so shall you reap, and it is the deeds that America has sown, as Mr. Baldwin put more beautifully, I think, in the New York Times on March the 12th in the magazine section, in studying and analyzing the attitude of the students and the attitude of the Muslims. In essence, he said that the students have faith on their side and the Muslims have facts on their side. And I'm more inclined to rely on those facts. And facts are that we've never been violent toward anyone, but if ever we are attacked as a Muslim, we absolutely do not believe in turning the other cheek. And as Mr. McCummins pointed out, he says that we shouldn't act toward whites as we act toward another country, but we are two countries. The white man and the black man in America are two nations. The difference being that the 20 million black people comprise a nation within another nation. And the white man treats us like a subjected nation. We're colonized, just as Britain colonized Kenya and colonized the Tanganyika and France colonized Algeria. The white man here in America has colonized 20 million black people. But he colonized them mentally so that today they don't realize that they were colonized. And back before Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, you had two kinds of Negroes. You had a house Negro and a field Negro. And the house Negro who lived in his master's house never wanted to leave because he lived a little better life.